At 92, Lorraine still wakes up eager to start her day. She walks without hesitation, cooks her own meals, and never misses her weekly book club. Her friends often ask, "How do you stay so strong?" Her answer is simple: "I avoided the mistakes that take most people down after 80. Many seniors unknowingly fall into aging pitfalls that lead to frailty, forgetfulness, and loss of independence. But you don't have to. Today, we'll reveal 15 common mistakes that speed up decline and what you can do right now to stay strong, sharp, and thriving. The first one, it's something most seniors never see coming. 1. Sitting too much. The silent mobility killer. Helen had always been an active woman. She raised 4 kids, managed a household, and rarely sat still. But after she turned 80, she started spending more time in her recliner. She told herself she deserved the rest. After all, hadn't she been on her feet for decades? Then one morning, she reached for her cup of coffee and struggled to stand up. Her legs felt weaker than she remembered, and walking across the room felt like wading through mud. What Helen didn't realize was that sitting for long periods weakens muscles faster than almost anything else. Studies show that seniors who sit for extended periods lose muscle mass at twice the normal rate, making falls more likely and everyday movements harder. The good news? It doesn't take intense workouts to fix this, just a few simple changes. Helen made a new rule. Every 30 minutes, she stood up, stretched, or took a few steps. She started marching in place during commercials and standing while chatting on the phone. Within weeks, her legs felt stronger, her balance improved, and she moved with more ease. If you're spending long hours sitting, try setting a simple timer or placing a sticky note on your coffee table as a reminder to stand up. Your muscles need movement to stay strong, no matter your age. 2. Ignoring strength training, the fast track to frailty. Doris always assumed walking was enough to keep her strong. She took a stroll every morning, so when her doctor mentioned muscle loss, she was confused. Then one day, she tried to open a stubborn jar of pickles. Her hands strained, her arms trembled, and after several tries, she sighed in frustration and set it down. That's when it hit her. She was losing strength in ways she hadn't even noticed. After 80, muscle loss accelerates, leading to weaker legs, poor balance, and difficulty doing simple tasks like lifting groceries or getting out of a chair. And while walking is wonderful for heart health, it doesn't build muscle. Doris decided to start small. She began lifting soup cans while watching TV and practicing standing up from a chair without using her hands. Soon, she moved on to light resistance bands and noticed an incredible change. Her grip was stronger, her legs felt sturdier, and she could get out of chairs effortlessly. If you're not already building muscle, start with just 5 minutes a day. Try standing up and sitting down without using your arms, or do gentle wall push-ups while waiting for the kettle to boil. Strength training isn't about lifting heavy weights. It's about keeping your body strong enough to support you. 3. Skipping social connection, the hidden cause of rapid decline. Marge was once the life of the party. She hosted holiday dinners, organized church events, and never missed a family gathering. But after losing her husband, the invitations became fewer, and soon, her days felt quieter than ever. At first, she thought she enjoyed the solitude, but then she started noticing subtle changes. She forgot small things, her energy felt lower, and her motivation to do anything slowly faded. What Marge didn't realize was that social isolation is one of the biggest accelerators of cognitive decline. Studies show that lonely seniors experience memory loss faster than those who stay socially active. Isolation can even shorten lifespan as much as smoking. Determined to turn things around, Marge made a promise. She would reach out to one person every day. She called an old friend, joined a local walking group, and even started attending a weekly book club. Within a few months, she felt like herself again, more alert, more engaged, more alive. If your days feel too quiet, take the first step. Call a friend, join a community class, or even start small with an online group. Staying connected isn't just good for the soul. It keeps your mind sharp and your body engaged in life. 4. Eating too little. The hidden cause of fatigue and weakness. Barbara always believed in eating light. She had spent years watching her portions, cutting out heavy foods, and sticking to small meals to stay trimmed. But at 82, she started feeling weaker. Walking up the stairs left her winded. Her arms felt thin and frail, and she barely had the strength to open a jar. What Barbara didn't realize was that as we age, our bodies need more nutrients, not fewer. Many seniors unknowingly undereat, thinking they're being healthy, when in reality, they're starving their muscles, bones, and energy levels. After a wake-up call from her doctor, Barbara made one simple change. She started adding a little protein to every meal. Instead of just toast for breakfast, she added peanut butter. Instead of skipping lunch, she had a bowl of soup with chicken and beans. Within weeks, she felt stronger, steadier, and more energetic. If you've been feeling weaker than usual, take a closer look at your meals. Are you eating enough protein, healthy fats, and fiber? Try adding an extra snack or a protein-rich side dish. Your body will thank you with more strength and stamina. 5. Relying too much on processed foods. A fast track to frailty. Eleanor loved the convenience of frozen meals, canned soups, and quick snacks. They were easy to prepare, especially on nights when cooking felt like too much effort. But slowly, she started noticing changes. Her energy dipped, her joints ached, and her skin looked duller than before. And worst of all, her legs felt weaker, making it harder to get up from her chair. She assumed it was just aging, until she read the labels on her favorite foods. Too much sodium, preservatives, and hidden sugars were leaving her body nutrient-starved. Determined to feel better, Eleanor started making small swaps. She replaced canned soup with homemade vegetable broth, swapped processed bread for whole grain options, and added fresh produce whenever possible. Within a few months, she noticed a huge difference. Her legs felt stronger, her skin brighter, and she had more energy. If you've been relying on too many packaged foods, try incorporating more whole, natural ingredients. Your body needs real nutrition to stay strong and mobile. Fuel it well, and it will reward you. 6. Skipping hydration. The sneaky culprit behind dizziness and falls, Jean, had always been mindful of her health, but there was one thing she didn't think much about: water. She drank coffee in the morning, a cup of tea in the afternoon, and maybe a glass of water with dinner. But in between, she barely sipped anything. Then one afternoon, she stood up too quickly and felt the room spin. She reached for the wall, her heart racing, unsure what had just happened. What Jean didn't realize was that dehydration is a leading cause of dizziness, confusion, and falls in seniors. As we age, our bodies lose their ability to detect thirst, making it easy to drink too little without realizing it. Jean's doctor suggested a simple fix: drink a glass of water every 2 hours, even if she didn't feel thirsty. She also started adding hydrating foods like cucumbers, watermelon, and oranges into her diet. And the results? No more dizziness, clearer thinking, and steadier balance. If you've ever felt lightheaded or sluggish, your body might just be begging for water. Try setting a reminder to sip throughout the day, because staying hydrated keeps you steady, sharp, and strong. 7. Letting fear of falling stop you from moving. Mary used to love her morning walks. She'd slip on her sneakers, breathe in the fresh air, and feel the world wake up around her. But then she tripped on a sidewalk crack. It wasn't a terrible fall, but it shook her confidence. From that moment on, she started moving less. Walks became shorter. Stairs felt intimidating. And soon, she was spending more time sitting than ever before. What Mary didn't realize was that fear of falling is one of the biggest causes of weakness in seniors. The less you move, the weaker your muscles become, which actually increases your fall risk. Instead of letting fear take control, Mary made a change. She started practicing balance exercises by standing on one foot while brushing her teeth. She took short walks on even ground, focusing on steady, confident steps. Within weeks, her fear began to fade. She felt stronger, steadier, and more in control. If you've ever held back from walking or moving because of fear, try gentle balance exercises to rebuild confidence. The best way to prevent falls isn't by stopping, it's by moving smarter. 8. Avoiding new experiences, the fast track to mental decline. For years, Diane's daily routine was the same. Wake up, have coffee, watch the morning news, read a little, and go to bed. It felt comfortable and familiar. But over time, she realized something. Her mind wasn't as sharp as it used to be. She started forgetting small things. Where she put her glasses, a neighbor's name, what day it was. She dismissed it as senior moments. But deep down, she worried. The truth? Doing the same things every day can accelerate cognitive decline. The brain thrives on novelty, learning, and challenge. Determined to keep her mind sharp, Diane made one small change. She signed up for a local painting class. At first, she doubted herself. I've never painted in my life. But as she dipped her brush into the colors, something awakened in her. She wasn't just learning. She was reigniting her brain. If your days feel too predictable, shake things up, try a new hobby, a new route for your walk, a new book genre, or even a puzzle. Keeping your mind active keeps your independence intact. 9. Ignoring foot health, the overlooked cause of weakness. Linda's feet ached every morning. She figured it was just part of aging. A little soreness here, a little discomfort there. No big deal. But over time, she started noticing something strange. She was walking less, avoiding stairs, and standing for shorter periods. The pain was stealing her mobility. What Linda didn't realize was that foot pain is one of the biggest yet most ignored causes of mobility loss in seniors. If your feet hurt, you move less. And the less you move, the weaker you become. Determined to fix it, Linda visited a podiatrist who recommended better arch support shoes, simple stretches, and a foot massage routine before bed. Within a few weeks, the pain eased and walking felt natural again. If you've been ignoring foot pain, don't. Caring for your feet means caring for your mobility. Try supportive shoes, foot exercises, or a warm Epsom salt soak. Strong feet mean strong steps, and strong steps mean independence. 10. Avoiding the doctor. The dangerous waiting game. Carol had always been independent. She prided herself on handling things herself, rarely asking for help. So when she started feeling a little more tired than usual, she shrugged it off. It's just part of getting older, she told herself. Then came the dizzy spells and the aching joints that weren't going away. Still, she hesitated to see a doctor. What if it was bad news? Months passed, and one morning, Carol felt so lightheaded that she had to grab onto the kitchen counter to keep from falling. That's when she finally made an appointment. The diagnosis? A simple vitamin deficiency, one that could have been caught months earlier, before it led to weakness and instability. Many seniors delay seeing a doctor because they fear bad news or don't want to be a burden. However, regular checkups can catch small issues before they turn into big problems. Carol now keeps a list of symptoms and brings it to her doctor every few months. No more guessing, no more ignoring warning signs. And best of all, She feels stronger, more in control, and confident about her health. If you've been putting off a checkup, schedule one today. Preventative care isn't about waiting until things go wrong. It's about keeping your best years ahead of you. 11. Staying indoors. Too much. The hidden danger of playing it safe. Margaret used to love sitting on her porch in the sunshine, but after a particularly cold winter, she got into the habit of staying inside more and more. She told herself it was fine. She had everything she needed inside: TV, books, and a cozy chair. But after a few months, she started noticing changes. Her mood felt lower, her sleep was restless, and her body felt sluggish. What Margaret didn't realize was that lack of sunlight and a fresh air can speed up both physical and mental decline. Sunlight boosts vitamin D levels, which support bone health, mood, and immune function. Fresh air and movement keep circulation strong and energy high. And simply being outside lifts the spirit. Determined to feel better, Margaret started spending just 15 minutes outside each day. She walked in the garden, sat on a park bench, and even ate her lunch by a sunny window when she couldn't go out. Within weeks, her mood improved, her energy returned, and she slept better than she had in years. If you've been spending too much time indoors, make a habit of stepping outside daily. Even a few minutes of sunlight can make all the difference. 12. Believing it's too late to make changes. Susan was 86 years old when she overheard someone say, "After 80, what's the point of trying to improve your health?" She wanted to laugh, because at 80, Susan had felt tired, weak, and uninspired. But instead of giving up, she made a decision. She started drinking more water, adding strength exercises to her daily routine, and trying new activities that kept her mind engaged. By 85, she felt sharper and more energetic than she had in years. At 86, she joined a senior dance class. And at 90, she was still dancing. Many seniors fall into the trap of thinking they're too old to make a difference in their health. But the truth? The body and mind can improve at any age. If you've been holding back because you think it's too late, take a lesson from Susan. Your best years are the ones you decide to make better. 13. Not prioritizing sleep, the overlooked cause of faster aging. Patricia had never been a great sleeper. Even in her younger years, she was a night owl, often staying up reading or watching late-night television. But after 80, her sleep got even worse. She would toss and turn, wake up groggy, and feel sluggish all day. At first, she thought, this is just how aging works. But then she started noticing something alarming. Her memory felt foggier, her balance was off, and even her skin looked tired. What Patricia didn't realize was that poor sleep accelerates aging faster than almost anything else. Studies show that not getting enough deep sleep weakens the immune system, speeds up cognitive decline, and even leads to muscle loss. Determined to fix it, she made one simple change. She started turning off all screens an hour before bed and drank a cup of chamomile tea instead of scrolling on her phone. She also kept a consistent bedtime. Within weeks, her energy improved, her thinking felt sharper, and she no longer struggled to get out of bed in the morning. If you've been struggling with poor sleep, don't ignore it. Try keeping a bedtime routine, cutting screen time, or sipping a calming tea. Deep sleep is when your body repairs itself, and missing out on it can speed up aging more than you think. 14. Avoiding technology, a fast track to feeling left behind. Diane used to love chatting on the phone with her friends. But as the years went on, she noticed fewer calls were coming in. Instead, her kids and grandkids were texting, video chatting, and sharing pictures online. She felt left out. At first, Diane told herself, I don't need all that technology. I'm fine the way I am. But deep down, she wondered what she was missing. Her family was staying connected in a way she wasn't part of. One day, her granddaughter sat with her and said, "Grandma, let me show you how to use this." Diane resisted at first, but within minutes, she was sending messages, looking at family photos, and even making a video call. And just like that, she was back in the loop. Avoiding technology can make isolation worse and limit opportunities to stay socially and mentally engaged. If you've ever thought, "I'm too old for that," remember, you're never too old to learn. Start with one thing: a messaging app, video calls, or even audiobooks. Staying connected keeps your mind sharp and your relationships strong. 15. Thinking, aging means slowing down. If you had told Ruth at 85 years old that she'd still be traveling, she would have laughed. At 78, she had started slowing down. She assumed that was just what aging was. She stayed home more, stopped trying new things, and even turned down outings because she thought, "That's for younger people." Then one day, she saw an old friend, someone her age, full of energy, still active and thriving. That's when she realized she had slowed herself down, not age. That year, she made a promise. She started saying yes more. She tried new activities, walked longer distances, and even booked a trip she'd always dreamed of. And the result? By 85, she felt more alive than she had at 75. Aging doesn't mean you have to slow down. It means you have to keep going. Try something new, move more, and live with curiosity. Your age isn't stopping you. Your mindset is. Aging doesn't mean slowing down. It means thriving with wisdom, strength, and joy. By avoiding these pitfalls, you're giving yourself more energy, confidence, and independence. Which tip resonated with you the most? Let's chat in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Next time, we're revealing a daily habit that's secretly draining your energy. Stay tuned.